and it's not judged.
I'm gonna say this, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of backlash for this, but I feel like a lot of women don't know what they want.
Facts.
Women in general don't really know what they want.
Because I know women that be like, oh, I just want someone I could just spend time with, and I want. I mean,
like, I hate that nigga.
Not even that. They will say that they want a man that they can spend time with, they can enjoy, they can have a good time with. But I don't want a relationship. It's like, so what do you want? Because you're saying everything that has to do with the relationship. But you're saying you don't want a relationship. You just named everything that has to do with being in a relationship with somebody, but you don't want a relationship. And then I had a conversation with somebody before that was like, women say they want a loyal man, but then when they have to deal with that man being up their ass, it's like, oh, he's always all over me. He's always up my ass. It's like, well, you said you wanted a loyal man.
This kind of leads into the thing I was talking about when it comes to being submissive as a woman. Because I feel like this is a topic that everybody's talking about now, but as a man who was raised in a different culture, who literally, again, most American, let me break this shit down for you. If you step out of America, you go to another motherfucking country, and you try to pull that I'm a new 2023 woman, you will get knocked the fuck out. I will tell you that. You will get knocked the fuck out.
There's certain cultures that's not going for it.
Because at the end of the day, you can't tell me to be a man, but then when I tell you to be a woman, you tell me, oh my God, you're so barbaric.
And that's the problem.
You can't do that. You can't tell me to provide for you, but then when I tell you to make me a sandwich, you telling me no.
Right.
What?
Like you're looking
I feel like if you're a provider, then okay, automatically I can do what you're asking me to do.
Yeah.
But if you're asking me to do things and you're not providing, that's where the disconnect comes from.
Definitely, that's called delusional.
Of course,
You're being delusional. You ain't giving me shit, but you asking for shit. Like nah, nigga, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
And I feel like that's where women, where the whole idea of like, oh, independent woman, and you know what I'm saying, I don't need a man for nothing, because I feel like in this culture, in this day and age, men have become so used to having their hand out like a woman would without any compensation, without any providing.
This is where I'm playing devil's advocate. Is that wrong though? It's where you're like,
Focus on talking about.
A lot of shit is like, a lot of times it's always been a woman's world. It's been a woman's world. And as much as, and again, I know it's been a while where like they've made it seem like it's a man's world. In reality, it's always been a woman's world. Women were just the ones who didn't act like it was their world. Pussy runs the world. Let's make that shit right. A lot of men do shit just to get pussy.
Like we just discussed. Like you gonna have that conversation about Naruto, and you don't care about Naruto. But if you want it,
that pussy, you won't give a fuck. You will learn all them shit.
You're gonna learn every character.
Nigga, you practicing like nigga. Damn, I'm about to do some chakras, nigga. That's some shit.
Yes.
But my shit is it wrong that now men are like, well, you know what? I am the motherfucking price. I am the nigga that's a good nigga and I want this shit.
But I feel like if you're gonna be the prize, you need to be the prize and actually be the prize. You can't say, oh well, I'm the prize because I work this job and I have this type of car.
So it's not necessarily that I'm the prize. It's not necessarily that you're the prize. It's just that I'm playing my part. What is yours? You know what I mean? And I think the big disconnect right now is women taking a part of what is their part. You know what I mean? And it's like, a woman in today's time, they don't mind saying what a man's part is. But anytime a man starts to vocalize the part he wants a woman to play in his life, oh, you're misogynist, you're I mean, you're all of these new names.
No, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of everyone out there, please, before you start using like dictionary
toxic
and
manipulation and gaslight, like learn it.
That shit means.
Thank you. I hate seeing it.
Someone is gaslighting me. Please understand.
Because they told you to brush your teeth.
Like me being honest with you is not me triggering you. No, understand. Like I do feel like we're in a victim world right now.
Everybody is playing victim.
Everyone wants to be. I'm so hurt, nigga. You cheated. I'm so hurt, nigga. You lied.
Right.
I'm so hurt. You try to steal his money. What the fuck you think?
Right.
So everyone plays victim in these days, and I do feel like as both men, women, whatever you call yourself, he, she, they, whatever. I do feel like we have to get to a point where we need to start. I think we're just so enlightened that we need to start bringing it back down.
Yes, like you need, like I said in the last whatever video that was, you have to have accountability as well.
Definitely.
You can't just be so far gone off of enlightened and you're so woke, but you're not woke and you're not aware. Right. You're not aware of what you're doing. You can't say I need a man to, but can't say I'm also going to. My brother used to always say to me, I would come to him like, yeah, this, that, and third. He like, okay, well, let me ask you something. What are you doing for him? What are you providing him? Okay, well, what you're saying that you're a good girlfriend. You feel like you're a good girlfriend. What are you doing to be a good girlfriend? And I feel like a lot of women nowadays, it's always about what a man can do for them, what a man can provide to them. What can you do in return? And vagina is not doing anything. A vagina is not, I'm sorry to say, your vagina is not valuable. There are plenty out here, and there are women out here that will give it for nothing. So you saying, well, he got to do this, that, and the third to get my vagina, that doesn't mean anything, because there's a woman out there that will give it for nothing. You have to be more than just your private parts. You need to be able to be an emotional support. You need to be able to be, if needed, somewhat of financial support, somewhat of mental support. It can't just be about what a man does for you. And I feel like a lot of the time nowadays it's all about what a man can do, what a man can do, what a man can do. What can you do? You can't paint yourself as the perfect girlfriend, the perfect woman. Okay, well, I wait for him at night when he get off of work. I wait for him. Okay, when he get off of work, do you wait for him? But when he gets home and he wants to talk about his day, you go to sleep. Because the effort is there, but the effort wasn't pulled through.
The biggest thing that anybody has to realize, and it's just like in business, like the most successful businesses in the world are need to businesses. This is why hospitals have always been hospitals. Cops have always been cops. If you want to be something that somebody wants, you have to be on a need-to basis. Now, I mean, what do men need? Most men need peace. Now, I mean, so like when I come around you, like, do I feel a sense of home? Do I feel a sense of vulnerability that I can be? I mean, do I feel like this is a safe place? Or do I feel like every time I say something that's truly on my mind, will it be judged? When I tell you something that happened in my day, if there's a woman's name in it, will you judge me? Will you come at me crazy? I mean, so it's things like that make a man... It's things like that make a man be like, you know what? Like, I'd rather sit in my car before I go in the house. Bro. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather spend a little extra time at work before I go home. That's a fact. So those are examples of a woman not being the peace. Yeah. There's a lot. Listen, when especially being a black man, when you walk the streets, as soon as I walk my house, it gets dangerous. Very much. I mean, when I'm in traffic, it's dangerous because I get pulled over from a cop. My life is in jeopardy. Now, I mean, just like throughout my day at my job, it's dangerous. You know what I mean? So when I'm around you, I just want to feel like I can be who I actually am. When I'm talking to my parents, I gotta let them know that I'm not a boy. You know what I mean? I'm not a little kid no more. I want them to feel comfortable with who I am in this world. Therefore, when I'm on the phone with them, I can't be vulnerable and be like, Mom, I'm struggling and I just can't. Like, I can't sit here and do all that with my parents because I don't want them to worry. With my woman, I want to be able to be that vulnerable side because I know you're going to be that piece to me.
Well, let me flip it.
No, I do. Let me get this question out real quick. Because I think as guys, we have a very delicate, you get some drink? Everybody say shot
of clap for good conversation, man. I ain't gonna lie, this one is going to have that barbecue feeling like barbecue.
All right, so as men, we do have this very delicate. We have this very delicate role to where you can't tell too much you can't tell too much of your emotions. Like, you can't be too vulnerable because you become too vulnerable, then you're too sassy.
That's what I was about to say.
I definitely believe that.
Like, you can't be too hard because if you go too hard, then you're too much of a manly man. You're misogynistic. You can't be too everything. You have to be very, very delicate on everything you do. But my question to you is how much of yourself can you give before it becomes you get what I'm saying? Just man to man, and no offense, right here. This is just I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you, bro.
Talk your shit.
At what point do you feel I want to break down to you. I want to tell you what's really on my mind. I want to say it to you. And at what point do you feel so open with a woman to where, or do you ever feel like you can be open with a woman to where you can say, I want you to see me in everything I am. Don't call me a bitch. Don't call me any names, and don't ever use this against me. But I want you to see me in a way that nobody else can see me.
I'm gonna be honest with you. And this is as straightforward. So I got two answers. So on one side, it's how that woman entices those type of conversations to come up. And I mean, like, is she the type of woman to ask me to bring the, like, and I mean, like, how was your day? Oh, my day was good. Tell me about your day. How do you feel emotionally? And I'm talking about like this is how my woman my woman really got me to open up like this. She asked me like, no, how are you feeling? She doesn't just stop at the my day was good.
Yeah.
It's always how you feeling emotionally. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then once, or let's just say I named something. This is something I had to learn like early on because it was so foreign to me when she was doing it. Well, how did that make you feel? So you constantly questioning how this is clearly a safe space to answer that question. How do I feel? Yeah. Now I'm gonna take it to this. Me personally, I don't necessarily need my woman to be there for me, emotionally in a verbal sense. Yeah. You know what I mean? I more so need her presence. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, so I need that comforting feeling that a woman just carries when she's in her femininity. You know what I mean? Like, just to lay on your chest, just for you to lay on my chest, and we're just quiet. It's literally just enough, bro. That's enough peace.
Does so much for us, bro. That y'all don't get it.
That's enough. That's more peace than than me explaining what I went through today. Because sometimes explaining what I went through today brings me back into what I went through today.
You're reliving it.
So sometimes I just need you to be the place that I can go to that I know is good when I go there.
So let me flip it.
Oh boy, I say
so
that.
As a man,
what the hell is in this damn body? What the hell? What's in this cup?
Listen. So, but as a man,
I'm checking all cameras like
listen. As a man, you also have to allow your woman to be that for you. So, if you're a man who feels like, if your woman is asking you, "Hey, baby, how was your day?" It was good. Oh, okay, what did you do today? Nothing, I just worked. Okay, well, how was work? It was cool. It was just cool. Like, were you good today? Did you eat? You have to allow your woman in.
I think the part, because as a man, those are manly interests.
Listen to me though.
No, listen to me.
Listen to me though.
Real quick.
If she's asking you specifics, well, okay, how was that conversation with your manager? Did it make you upset?
And I'll go with you.
You have to let her in.
You gotta understand. Like, men, we are very much so. We see what y'all don't see. We hear what y'all don't hear. And I'm not saying this to say like men or whatever. We're not. But we think on very different levels. So the thing that you're asking, you want me to be very vulnerable with you. But I know if I am that vulnerable with you, at some point in time, I will reap being vulnerable with you.
No, incorrect.
No, listen to me. I'm telling you.
There are people on this earth that I have dealt with that no one on this earth knows the vulnerability that they have experienced with me because I never said anything about it.
To me, so this is the thing though. It is how you warm somebody. You got to understand. You're asking a man to be something it was never okay for him to be. Hold on, let me finish.
So then that means that you need to choose your woman wisely.
Let me finish. Again, most places in life is not really okay for a man to be vulnerable. So when it's time for him to be with you, I'm good. Yeah, when it's time that he's with you and you want your man to open up and you want him to be vulnerable and things of that nature, you have to warm him up to that. So what I was going to cut you off and say, but I want you to finish, how did that make you feel? You know what I mean? So it is how'd your day go? It went good. What happened today? Oh, I had to do this, I had to do that. Did anything go wrong? Oh, well, my boss. See, these. So then
that's what I'm saying. So then that's where I was going. But so as she's asking, you have to feel comfortable. So she said, like, for example, I be asking my boyfriend, I'm like, damn, babe, I'm sorry. This and third happened to you. Like, damn, I hate that happened to you. Or da da da. He has this thing where he'll be like, oh, babe, like, shit, I ain't done that shit. I'm thug. Like,
you know why?
I naturally tell him, I don't want to hear that shit. tell me the other side. Tell me how you really feel. Okay, well, tell me what the inner you feels.
Right.
But you have to, because if I say, tell me how the inner you feels, and he still tells me, nah, baby, I'm good, and he's not good, you can't blame me as a woman, because you're not allowing me to help you.
But see, that's the thing, is like,
you're not allowing your vulnerability.
You truly love him to where you want to know what's really in and what's really going on. So you gotta understand that, like, there's a lot of people who are in relationships where they don't really love like a person they're with. It just makes sense for them to be, and I'm still in that shit for my nigga right there. It just makes sense for them to be in that relationship. So it makes sense. So they're like, well, this makes sense, so I'm gonna stay here. So when you truly love someone, you're not really interested about what the surface level shit is. You don't give a fuck. Me asking how was your day wasn't really me asking you how was your day. It's really me saying, I miss hearing your voice. Talk to me. Let your soul speak to me. When you really love that person. Now, when you don't really love that person, it really is just, how was your day? And they say, is I, and then you leave it there.
But like, what I'm saying is like, okay, so you can't, I won't say you can't blame that woman. I'll say you can't blame women as a whole. You can't go around saying, well, as a man, it's not natural to be emotional, or, oh, as a man, you're judged to be emotional.
Well, let me say this.
Because you chose the woman that didn't go past your surface area. No. When you married that woman, you knew the type of woman she was.
And I got that. So, all right. So, on a logical standpoint, yes, you can't blame somebody else for your own actions. Okay, cool. But as men dealing with women, we have to understand y'all are more emotional than us, right? You guys have to understand that our emotional side is more displaced than y'all's. Now, I mean, so it takes more for y'all to open us up. Now, I mean, that's just the anatomy of the situation. Y'all,
well, that's what I mean.
So listen. So the how you feel about just knowing the right questions to ask your man will get him to that point of vulnerability that you guys want to get us to. Okay. I completely get it. Yeah, if you ask him, hey babe, how did today go? And he says good, and you can definitely say, oh yeah, well that was your fault. But you also, like me being a man, and I'm very logical. I'm in the army. I'm a business owner, and I'm this, and I'm a dad, and I'm that. I have to also understand that, okay, there's an emotional piece to women that I am going to have to deal with, so I have to understand. Y'all have to understand that there's an emotional displaced place of a man, so I'm going to have to understand how to navigate around that.